Natalie has
wondering.
Natalie has the hiccups. Yeah,
and cut.
Sorry.
You all
Natalie
right?
has the hiccups, and she sounds like a little squeaky toy.
I'm trying to make him go away.
One of those was real. The
You're
audience
like-
that guesses
you're
gets
like-
win a free prize.
You're like Beaker from the Muppets if someone was squeezing his balls.
And I've got a cold, so I sound like my grandma.
Yeah.
I'm scary.
You sound like an 80-year-old chain smoker.
What's my favorite thing?
guys, I'm Vance.
Give me one of those cigarettes, sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
Hey, Toots, how you doing?
Wasn't that
I'll
your
take a
girlfriend
Pall
from
Mall.
last week?
Yeah, your girlfriend from last
Yeah.
week with the tuna that apparently just
want some
hands out
tuna?
tuna for no reason. Oh man, we got a bunch of sick people on the cast
I'm
tonight.
not sick. I just have hiccups.
Dan and I are 100% healthy.
I wouldn't say that.
Physically, not mentally.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Less the AIDS virus.
Which one has the AIDS virus?
Try to guess. Share a needle. Try to guess.
Gross.
It's fucking Russian roulette.
Oh man,
God.
have you heard about that drug crocodile?
Crocodile.
Crocodile, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crocodile.
We watched a documentary on it.
Did
I'm
you-
in.
Man, they could lose a lot of meat off them bones.
Yeah.
Is it just because it just necrotizes and that's why it goes away, or?
Like necrotizing fasciitis.
Sure.
Yeah, I watched Grey's Anatomy once.
I like how you said that without... Oh, there it is. Without a hiccup.
Is it because it necrotizes though? Is that why it falls off the bone?
Oh my god, I have those boots. Look.
You don't know?
Yeah, it dies.
You watched the documentary.
I know. It was a while ago, though.
Oh.
I think we still lived in our apartment, so like 6 years ago, Dick.
I saw thanks. I saw pictures of the crocodile. Crocodile.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Yeah, that shit should never come over to the US, but apparently it has. From what I
Just so
understand.
more-
Started
Morphine.
was it Germany or Russia?
It was Russia.
Do you guys know what the difference is between an alligator and a crocodile?
It's the jaw.
It's the snout.
Yeah.
It's the snout, really?
That one's got
They all
like
look
a
the same to
wider.
me.
No.
A wider-
Alligators have the wider
Yeah.
snout. Crocodiles have the narrow one. And crocodiles do not live in
Ugh.
the Western Hemisphere.
Really?
One says
Is that
see you
it?
later, and the other one says after a while.
Oh no.
He went there.
What's your favorite thing? I like it when Vance isn't sick and I can watch a movie without hearing all of their hiccups and coughs.
Well, they probably like it when when they can watch a movie without smelling or hearing your farts, Dan.
Yep.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Nick.
And that's why I don't watch movies
I'm
at
looking
the
at
Rose
pictures
House.
of crocodile.
Don't do that.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
Well, I don't think
Not-
I'm sleeping tonight because of the hiccups, first off.
Oh, is that reals?
Yeah, it's real. It's a real drug.
Your love
It's
is
worse
my
than
love.
heroin, apparently.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
And more addicting. See, I don't
it's a
remember.
form of methamphetamines,
Right.
and I don't think it. If I remember right, it doesn't eat your skin unless you shoot it up.
Yeah, but that's how most people do it, right?
Is that how you like to do your
Yeah,
methamphetamines?
that's exactly how I like to do my math.
Yeah, I was tired of these teeth anyway.
Oh man,
I shoot it right into my teeth.
do you remember those old ads like before and after with meth?
Meth mouth.
Meth mouth. Oh,
Oh.
no, it's like mush mouth off of
We know a
Fat
meth
Albert,
mouth
but
right
it's
now.
meth mouth. Do you?
Yep.
Who?
We can't say on the air. But she is disgusting.
Oh yeah, I met some meth heads before.
Yeah.
It sucks to see people go down that road. The road.
Go meth heads.
Meth Donald's.
Meth Donald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'll have a big meth and cheese.
Hold the cheese because I don't eat because of the meth.
Remember that commercial? I don't sleep and I don't eat, but I got the cleanest house on the street. Oh, meth. Oh, meth.
Welcome to Meth Donald's. Can I take your order, please?
Yeah, can I get one blue and black tar heroin? The clowns came over to see me, and I don't know where my mom is, and just one meth burger, please.
So
Sorry, I
you wanted
didn't
a
hear you
number
over the
one with
hiccup?
a side of bathtub crank?
Ah!
That'll be $4,000.
I guess I'll sell my body again.
Nobody's
Again?
buying that shit, sir.
Oh,
Oh.
that's rude and informative.
Hello,
Stay away from this guy.
darkness,
I think it was
my
Vance earlier who actually proposed the idea that me and Vance become gigolos.
old friend.
Oh God.
What?
watched it-
What?
I watched a documentary on YouTube about gigolos, and
Why can't Dan and I be gigolos? Let's figure this out.
Yeah, why?
If you and Dan become gigolos, I am leaving. The
Can I be your
podcast.
pimp?
Why?
Is that because we're
Dude,
fat?
No.
Are you fat shaming?
No, I'm not fat
He's
shaming
fat shaming
anybody.
us.
I know.
on
I
the
feel it. I
podcast.
feel
But
it.
God, it's like the most disgusting lifestyle I've ever seen.
So is a
fat?
prostitute. That's what it is.
To be a gigolo.
But you're a gigolo, and just like a prostitute,
We
they're
could
both
be
the same
jiggly
thing.
gigolos.
Jiggly, gigolos, jiggly.
Vance, I'm not having this discussion with you. You're not going to be a gigolo, okay?
Why
I
can't
can't
he?
hear you over how fat I am. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I'm sorry. I got too much fat on the brain. I don't know what I'm doing. I
Can
don't
I
know
be your
math.
guys' pimp if you become gigolos? I want
That's gonna be really weird
I
for
wanna
me. And I
handle
don't
that
I don't
cash.
wanna handle that cash.
and you know I keep my pimp hands
wait.
strong.
I was thinking of juggalos.
Oh, got him.
We all about juggalo family.
Oh my God. I didn't actually catch on to that until Natalie asked if she could be your pimp, and I was like, what? What's that have to do with juggalos? You guys cannot be juggalos.
You
but
were.
You can be gigolos
I was
all
going
you
to
want.
say
Yeah.
you were.
I thought you
So
were,
wait a minute.
yeah. No, that's
We
why I
got
was kind of
Shaggy
confused
Two-Dope
about
and
fat
Monoxide
shaming.
Child.
Like,
Are you
Violent
kidding me?
J.
you guys be gigolos all you want. I
You
don't
really
give a
thought
shit.
that we were talking about being
Yeah,
a
being
juggalo?
juggalos. That's sorry, I got that mixed up.
I would literally rather drink
That's on me.
turpentine and piss on a brush fire.
He's the kind of guy.
I would join you.
I listened to ICP back in the day.
Yeah.
I like Twisted better than ICP.
I did as well, and I gotta say I regret most of those years.
Briefly in like middle school, early
I
high
think
school.
everybody did that.
I think everybody experimented with ICP at one point.
if you
Not even
experimented
once.
with marijuana cigarettes, you
Like-
probably experimented with.
The Great Malenko was the album
Fuck
that I
yeah.
got into them, and then that was it.
Yep, I
Great
sat in my
Malenko,
friend
and
Tony's
I was
car,
like, nope.
and I
I'm
said,
done.
"What the fuck is this?" And he told me, and I was done right there.
Do you guys remember Cottonmouth Kings?
Yes.
Oh God,
I experimented
Remember
briefly with
I had
They
them.
were
the CD?
horrible.
Remember Brandon had it?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, Brandon,
Brandon.
you had it.
Bum bum.
no.
That's the sound of the 15 is hitting in my trunk.
Woke up in the morning trying to survive. I hate them,
Yeah, they're not good.
but I did like.
Are they together anymore?
The
don't
most powerful
fucking know.
man in the universe.
I hate them, but I do. You know who I did like though was their side project band, Corporate Adventure. I liked them a lot. I don't
Never
know why.
remember that.
Corporate Adventure. Yeah, they
Never
were
heard
pretty
of
sweet.
What was their main tune?
Christians murdered Indians. That's a real
Wow.
song.
Okay.
Well, they ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe you.
Is that your
Truth.
endorsement for this week, Dan?
No, it's not. Definitely not. What
Just
is
want to make sure.
what is your endorsement for this week, Nick?
So,
Apparently, you've
I
got
watched
one.
a
Real
movie.
excited.
I watched a movie this morning that came out recently on like available to buy on digital or whatever. It's called Revenge. It's this nice little like maybe I think it's just shy of 2 hours. It's a French flick, but a lot of it's like 50% French, 50% English. Like sometimes they're speaking French, sometimes they're speaking
Okay.
English, which kind of threw me off. But it makes sense in the movie. But I don't know if anybody here has ever seen Drive by Nicholas Winding Refn. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's a lot like that. It's got this nice little revenge plot and just over the top violence that is still
Okay.
realistic, practical effects, and God, it is the bloodiest movie I've ever
I
seen.
like
you're
Nicholas
saying is
Winding Refn
Revenge
films.
has a revenge
I
plot?
love his movies. Yeah, it's a nice little. It's a really good revenge plot actually, and
Let's look it up.
just. Yeah, it was awesome. Like I was watching it this morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Is it a
Very
Renfren
nice.
film or
No, it's not. It's a French flick, but
okay?
yeah, it's awesome.
I'll have to look that up.
92% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it was. I took a gamble on it, and because it had like people, it was one of those movies that people either loved or hated. So I took a gamble on it. I was like, you know what, this sounds good. I'll buy it. Whatever. It was like $12. So bought it, watched it this morning, blew me away. Like, and it when I say it's one of the bloodiest movies I've ever seen, I'm talking like bloodier than the Evil Dead remake.
Really?
Like it's bloody.
Not bloodier than Dead Alive.
Nothing is
Yeah,
better than Dead Live.
I mean it, and
movie's great.
from what I could tell, it used all practical effects, which
Good.
was awesome.
Good.
Gives
Because
the
the
lead
amount
girl
of
is
violence.
pretty.
'Cause I hate
Matilda
CGI
stars.
Ingrid Lu-
Yeah, the lead girl was gorgeous, and you know all the actors. There's like a total of 5 actors in it.
There's nothing worse than CGI bloodshot
I was just
effects.
looking at this, and the cast list is very small.
Yeah, the cast list is tiny. They're
That's
all
cool.
people I've never heard of.
Sometimes
and
those
it was
are the
done
best
It was
movies.
done really well.
It's a nice little endorsement.
Good job, Nick.
Yes.
You did it. Nally, do you have an endorsement for the week?
Come back to me because I'm not sure. I'm controlling hiccups.
Natalie's endorsement is not diaphragms.
Sure ain't fucking cough syrup.
Are you how are you still sick?
I don't know, man. I don't feel sick.
It's just a cough.
My throat and my lungs.
Yeah,
It's
are-
probably that
Quit
smoker's
smoking.
cough, dude. Because
It's
when
not,
I get a
he
cold,
cut down.
yeah, but when I get a cold, after I get past the cold part, I get like a smoker's cough for like 2 or 3 weeks afterward.
Really?
It's been
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
I should probably quit
Well, you
smoking,
sounded
too.
better there for a while, and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
came back.
And
Um,
then the kids came over and
At this point, my
There you go.
endorsement is anybody that wants to sponsor us. Like, jump
Wendy's.
on. Let's go.
Wendy's.
Fucking McDonald's. I don't care.
Dude, I'd love to have a sponsor from like a fast food company. That'd be great.
I would die.
Could you imagine if they would like cater us food every time we recorded?
Oh, isn't the whole point that we have to play their commercials and stuff though?
Yeah.
Like if we had Quip or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we would have
I
to
always hear Quip.
we would have to like do commercials for them, but
Best
in
in
return they would pay us
Oh,
and
I
probably
think-
give us free food.
HBO, that's my endorsement.
HBO.
Right now. Yeah, there's a lot of good shit on HBO.
Have you
right
watched Barry on HBO yet
I have
with Bill
not.
Hader? I really want to watch it.
no,
'cause
I haven't. I'm gonna watch that
I love
next.
Bill Hader.
I'm watching Girls.
Girls is a good show.
Yeah.
Aside from that one lady that's in it,
Who?
I can't remember her name.
What's
The-
wrong with
the
her?
lead actress?
You don't like
Lena
I
them?
don't
Dunham?
know. Yeah, Lena Dunham. I don't know. She said something a couple years ago about like
Yeah, didn't she get in trouble?
she got in trouble for like sexually assaulting someone or like one of her family members or something like
Oh,
that.
What?
Yeah,
That don't
I don't
sound
know. I
right.
don't know the details. I'm not gonna speak on it. I don't know the details.
I ain't gonna speak on that.
But
I ain't gonna go there.
all I heard was she got in trouble for sexual assault, and I'm pretty sure I heard she got in trouble for sexually assaulting her brother or
Who?
something like that when he was young.
Who isn't in trouble for sexually assaulting
And-
people though? What are you pointing at? You just like put your finger in there for no reason. What? Oh, E.T. or Superman?
Never mind.
Superman sexually assaulted his brother.
He doesn't have a brother.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's an only child.
Freddie got fingered.
Oh,
Oh,
Freddie.
oh, I remember that.
Mm.
Proud,
got it.
proud.
Where's your LeBaron?
You don't have one, do you, Freddie?
Dude, that movie fucked me up when he fucking wiped out on the half pipe.
Oh, and his nail
And
gets
he's
caught
like,
on it. Yeah, that-
Licking it.
Tom Green was a thing for a while. He
Tom
was.
Green was nuts.
Get inside the animal.
Remember when he was married to Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
Yes, the Chad.
How? That's what I want to like. How?
She'll take anything.
I guess.
Not me.
Good.
I
You don't
would-
want that.
I would go for her.
No,
Why not?
Why?
she is not
Gorgeous.
attractive. I'm
Yes, she
sorry.
is.
Yes, she is.
She is gorgeous.
Yes,
dude.
she is. Okay, I don't think she's attractive. Sorry.
Nick can take
I
a run
think
at
she's
her.
yeah. I think she's always been.
I don't know who the fuck I am saying that, but I don't think she's attractive. I think that
I think she's like, and she was like the cutest little thing in ET.
and Firestarter.
Yeah, I mean she was adorable.
Lennox.
And then she went through her kind of like that teenage young adult celebrity phase where she was big into drugs and alcohol, and she came out of it on top.
Yeah.
Like
There's some
props
that
to her.
didn't.
I'd take a crack at her bank account.
I'd take a crack at her crack. What?
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 I'm
What?
leaving. Me and my
God damn
hiccups
it,
are
Nick!
leaving.
Now who's the gigolo?
Is it
I would-
Juggalo
I
or
would-
Gigolo?
I would be a gigolo for Drew. I can't even say her name.
Drew
flustered.
Barrymore. Drew Barrymore.
Endorsement, Dan?
My endorsement?
Yeah.
YouTube poops.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna endorse because they're funny
I got
and
ready to do
they're
something
made for
tonight.
10-year-olds, and I love them. They're
The
just.
Fresh Prince one was funny. That
If
we
you
watched.
watch YouTube poop, you watch the YouTube poop Grinch or Akila and the Bee. That one's really funny. Or you can watch the SpongeBob ones. Those are good. King of the Hill. Any
They're called
you-
YouTube poops.
YouTube poops. They
Right.
are nonsense.
Can we also endorse Larry and Tyser?
Larry and Tyser's also that can be yours.
He already endorsed HBO.
That wasn't real.
One endorsement.
You
per
weren't. You were
episode.
dreaming. That didn't happen.
I'm endorsing Letterkenny seasons 3 through 5. Just added to Hulu. Somebody get this guy fucking puppers.
My zone your work there, bud.
To be fair.
To be fair. To be fair. Oh,
Don't
man.
do it. Don't do it.
Oh, boy.
You would stay up all night. Let's get back to that because that was good.
Yeah. Vance. Do you remember? How come Nick doesn't? You don't remember this, Nick? USA Up All Night. You don't remember that?
Night out.
I bet your dad would.
It was on USA and it happened at night.
Oh, Saturday night.
Very
wasn't it?
informative.
It was Friday nights, wasn't it?
Ooh.
I thought it was
I
Saturdays.
remember Comedy Central
Hold on, I'll
did
pull it
their
up.
thing where they would do like they would air like late on like Friday nights or Saturday nights. They would air like uncensored stand-up specials.
Yeah, Nick wouldn't remember this because it ran from.
Yeah, he would, because he's almost as old as I am.
Yeah. Well, it just had
Possibly,
the date on
though.
here.
I had a very sheltered childhood.
The show aired from 89 to 98. So, yeah, you might have.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was on that long.
You were born in 98, right? Or
90.
89, I'm sorry.
90.
90? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, how dare you make me a year older?
Yeah. Fuck you.
You're 29?
8?
28?
I'll be 29 this year.
Yeah, 29.
Yeah,
Whatever.
because you're just a couple of years older than him.
I'm 33.
I'm almost 28 and a half. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The Up All Night series was, for Nick here, basically it was, you had some stars that came on like Gilbert Gottfried.
Mm-hmm.
You had Rhonda Shear.
Yeah, it was Gilbert Gottfried. It was Up All Night with Rhonda Shear. And then Gilbert Gottfried was on. And then that other gal that I can't... Caroline Schlitt.
Yeah, it was kind of like, remember you remember Elvira, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She did like old movies that she would run at late at night on TNT or anything like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
Rhonda Shear was a hostess, and she would play like Jason and all these old horror movies that.
Oh, so it was kind of like a mystery science theater type.
They would
thing?
No, because they would play the movie, and then they'd play all the phone call or the
Or like what-
commercials with the phone calls of
what-
late night talks.
Like what Vincent Price used to do, like years and years and years ago.
Kinda. This was more.
It's more of a goofy Alfred
yeah.
Hitchcockian type thing
Yeah.
where
Oh, okay.
she would reenact some of the parts in some of the movies.
So the program would run from
Yeah.
11 p.m. to 5 a.m.
On Friday. Or
And they
Saturday.
the movies aired range from cult classics to B's movies to other fare not appearing on television frequently. Up All Night was a regular show, and it ran on Fridays.
The
I thought
only
it was
show I
Saturday.
remember
I thought it was Saturday,
watching
too.
that late was the Howard Stern show because I wasn't allowed to watch it, and I would flip through channels if I heard a parent moving.
It only stopped on that one for a minute.
Yeah,
I don't
I'd be
like
like,
Howard
"Well, I was just
Stern.
flipping channel. Sorry."
I remember watching Beastmaster.
I remember
Oh
watching
no! Originally,
Black,
it started on Saturdays, and then
Okay.
it moved to Fridays because there was a Friday night edition.
I remember
added.
watching Black Sheep Squadron.
Black Sheep. I don't remember
It
that.
was an Air Force show,
Oh.
comedy, and I wasn't supposed to stay up and watch it, so I got these walkie-talkies for Christmas one year, and I had my bedroom was kind of right off the living room in the hallway, so I had this little mirror that I put up on my door and left it cracked open, and then I took one of the walkie-talkies and locked the key up button down and hid it behind the TV when my dad wasn't looking, and then I had the other one under my pillow.
That's pretty smart, actually.
Yeah.
They have a list on
Jesus.
Wikipedia of all the movies they showed on USA Up All Night.
This-
Shall we peruse just a few here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Adventures in Babysitting,
Oh,
1987. Big Top Pee-wee. Let's see.
Yes.
Scroll down.
If they put that back on, I'd watch it.
Tell
love
them
Big Top.
Large Marge sent you.
Egg salad sandwiches. No, Large Marge was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, was it?
Get your
Okay.
fucking Pee-wee's
Who
Big
had the
Adventure.
banana phone?
I can't remember. Oh, was that Ernest?
I say
No, it was like a host where they watched movies like this kind of, but they had a banana phone. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone, but comedy.
No, it wouldn't have been Outer Limits. I don't know.
Let's see. How about
Really, the only show like USA Up All Night that I ever watched was Mystery Science Theater. So I used to watch that with my dad on Saturday mornings.
House
on
Party.
Sci-Fi.
I love that movie.
House
that
Party
show.
2?
House Party 2.
Yep.
That's one where they go to the wax museum.
Yep.
That one's
Sure
dumb.
was. They're not dumb. That haircut's coming back.
The boof?
Yep.
That's what I used to call it because I
Yep.
didn't know what else to call it.
That's the eraser head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a high. They call it a high top, really.
Yeah,
but
it's coming back. I've seen some kids with it. Down the
The
street at
90s are
school.
coming back
Oh,
in general.
okay. Speaking of, let's go over the 90s real quick. His daughter and I go to the mall to spend some of her Christmas monies, and she's wearing scrunchies. Yep.
yeah,
Scrunchies are
Scrunchies
scrunchies.
are back. Scrunchies are back.
And then she's wearing the tight jeans, but she's got that big fuzzy socks that go over the jeans now.
Leg warmers.
Kinda, but not. They're just like fuzzy socks. And then
Fuzzy
all the
socks.
shirts like at the stores. Because I never go shopping. 'cause-
Acid wash denims back.
Yes,
flannels.
everything says like
Never really
MTV
rent
on
anywhere.
it. Everything says like Nicktoons.
It's more
Nickelodeon.
ironic. It's more ironic.
I see
now,
Nickelodeon
though.
Yeah.
T-shirts like every store I go to. I
But
see
like we went into the store
advertising
called
Nickelodeon shows.
the
that I watch.
Icing, and then there's just bins and bins of scrunchies. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Hi, welcome to Icing.
No, she was rude.
They're selling crimpers.
Crimper. Oh God.
Amanda had a crimper.
Ugh.
I didn't know how to use it, so I never did. Oh, love the 90s.
The 90s were fun.
Oh, look, everybody.
Hey, it's our audience.
Hey there, who there?
Oh, 20 minutes into the show.
20
you
minutes
just
in,
noticed
they
them.
just noticed them. Sorry about that.
guys.
My hiccups are gone.
Are they?
The audience came and got rid of them.
Now I've got them. This is the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast, a podcast for all things comedy and horror and fun and informative. And I'm one of your nostalgic hosts.
Oh,
Dan Wonder. Next to me is,
Natalie Rose.
and next to her is,
I'm Vinny Rose.
and next to me again is
90s Nicholas Myers.
90s Nicholas Myers.
Coming at you with a
Whoa. Whoa.
Totally radical, man.
Ugh.
Cowabunga, dude.
What are some
Dear
of
Casey.
your favorite 90s bands?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Fuck.
boy. Everybody calm down.
Whoa.
sorry.
You can't just
I was just
ask
thinking
that
like
question.
your radio
Are
voice
you
right
talking
there.
to me?
No, I was just thinking like your voice sounded like a radio. I was like, coming at you with the pop
well,
hits.
I gotta go with the Red Hot Chili Peppers because that's like my favorite band of all time.
Barf.
Yeah.
Don't barf.
I have to
Don't
barf.
barf.
I gotta
at me.
barf
Nobody
them.
barf at me.
I gotta barf them.
These are my opinions, and I like them.
Okay, I understand.
Nirvana, of course.
verbal cues.
And you know there
with
were
the
some
noise.
one-hit wonders in the '90s that I
there
actually
was.
really love.
There was a lot of one hit.
I like
Lou
Veruca.
Bega's Mambo No. 5.
I like Veruca Salt. Blue Bega came out in 2000.
You came out in 2000.
Either.
Be
Yes.
there.
God, what was it?
Volcano girls are gonna go
The
in.
guano wapes.
Meds by
That's
Placebo
2000.
was one of my favorite '90s songs.
That's 2000. These are all 2000.
Guano Wipes is not 2000 because
Meds
no,
by Placebo.
It
Because
came
I-
out in 2001.
I weren't living here in 2000.
I weren't living here.
weren't.
Weren't living there.
No, because Kitty was out, and then the Guano Wipes.
Ugh.
And I was
Gross.
working at Clancy's Pub, and I was obviously in
I
Omaha, but
remember
then I
that
moved.
place. Yeah, Veruca Salt.
Yes,
The Eels. Oh man.
the Eels.
I liked.
Novocaine for the soul. Novocaine
Oh,
for
I'm just
the
going to name a
soul.
few of my favorites.
The Rentals. Friends with P.
If you're friends with Pete, then you're friends with me.
Yeah.
I definitely love Nirvana, especially the
Yes.
Unplugged in New York album.
Open Your Eyes came out in '96.
Sponge.
Sponge is awesome.
You leave Nirvana alone.
I like to make fun of Nirvana because everybody loves them.
Open Your Eyes from
So
Guano
that's
came
what I
out in
don't
'96.
understand.
It came out in
because
'96.
Yes.
Really?
Why does just because everybody loves them make them automatically bad to some assholes?
Not bad. I never said they were bad. I just like making fun of them. I own bleach. Are you kidding me? It's just
To do your butthole with?
no. I don't bleach my butthole anymore. Not anymore.
No, I was pointing at the Kurt Cobain giant picture.
No, I own bleach. I owned in
Bleach.
utero. Now, granted, I owned a lot of Weird Al tapes as well, like Off the Deep End and Bad Hair
Fuck
Day.
yeah.
I like a lot of bands only for their 90s shit. Like, I like Bush for
Bush is
16
awesome.
Stones, but I didn't like Razorblade Suitcase or anything after that. I even like Dookie by Green Day. They turned to absolute shit after that album.
You didn't like Nimrod?
I didn't like Green Day.
Nimrod
Dookie-
was great.
Which one had brains
Dookie
too?
is one.
Nimrod?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that one was okay, but it was no Dookie.
Dookie was
Dookie is
Kerplunk?
one of the best '90s albums in my opinion.
Kerplunk was before.
Dookie.
Yeah.
Kerplunk's great. Dookie is great. Dookie,
I like She. That's my favorite track.
Everybody. I love She.
I like Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Melancholy, Infinite Sadness was awesome.
The Toadies.
Name
Down
one of their
the
songs
road
besides their
tonight.
A side though.
That's the only one.
No one can name it.
I got some of their shit on my playlist.
He does actually. He does.
Let's see who else.
Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
Eve 6.
Anybody?
Yeah, I like Eve 6.
Eve 6 is good.
That was more of a 2000s band too.
It
I
was
thought.
not because I was not living here in 2000.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Dan, get your
Horoscope
decade
came out
straight.
in the 90s, dude.
Local
Dude,
Age.
because all right, here's
Local
why
Age
I know
is
that
fucking
because
awesome.
Lydia, Amanda, and Debbie and I used to listen to that song in Debbie's car. Like when
Think
Amanda lived
twice
at
before you
Pacific
touch
Lanes.
my girl. Come around and make it feel the burn.
But I really love 90s Metallica.
Yeah,
Minimum.
Nineties Metallica's pretty
That
good.
was the Black Album.
A lot of people didn't like those though. They hated Load and Reload.
Yeah, but the Black Album came out, 92?
Metallica has always been one of those bands where it's like they're talented as fuck.
They're overall my favorite band.
But there's something about their music, like I can't listen to a whole CD of theirs. I can't do it.
Depending
That's
on the
how it
CD, I
is
can.
with Five Finger Death Punch. They'll come out with a really great song, and then the rest is like fucking garbage.
But Metallica is probably one of the most all-time metal bands in the world, so I can't really say much. But did you ever see that video of James Hetfield messing up though on stage?
Oh, yeah.
and he smiled through it. He was playing Unforgiven, the
Oh,
very
I like
first
that
part, and he goes blink like that, and he goes, and he's just trying not to laugh. The whole audience is like, oh my god,
Yeah, I have to watch that.
it's pretty funny.
Did you ever show him the Courtney Love Unplugged or whatever that was?
Oh, the isolated tracks by Courtney Love.
Yeah, I saw
Oh.
that. She doesn't know how to play guitar very well.
Or sing.
I don't care. I like her voice. Actually, I liked
Hold on, let me play.
I had the
Or
first whole
cover up a
album.
murder.
She was the
Yeah,
she was one of
there
the
you go.
first ones to bring about that, like, I'm a broken woman, but I'm kind of a whore, but I'm really not because I'm sensitive. Like that kind of band. Like she was the first one to kind of do
Doll
that.
Parts was a good song.
Doll parts. Doll
But
hearts.
anything after that was not good.
My farts.
we know you have farts.
Let's see if the folks at home can hear this. Let's hope there's not an ad.
There's gonna be an ad. Ad. Sorry.
I'll just turn this down. And I'm going to skip the ad. This is Courtney Love, Isolated. God. It gets better.
Why didn't they just unplug her guitar
They don't do that.
or like turn it off?
So because it's isolated, that just means that's what the feed was going into the sound booth. And then,
So the sound guys were like, ah!
no, they probably didn't even hear it. They just recorded it.
Oh.
But
And then they played her track over that.
Right.
So she lip singing?
no, not necessarily.
Back then, I don't think they could have auto-tuned it or anything. That had to be lip singing.
They did it
Really?
with Britney Spears.
I would think.
Yeah, she doesn't sing.
Oh, Britney Spears is pretty terrible like that too. You
She
know who
admits to
isn't,
it though. She's like, "Yeah, I do that. Obviously, I don't care." And then she just counts
Well, when
her
you're
fucking
on
stacks
tour,
of money.
yeah, when you're on tour for that long, and
Well, she has a show in Vegas, and she's like, "I
Yeah,
openly admit to doing it."
she's an act in Vegas now.
You know who is really good in there? If you listen to their isolated tracks, though,
Eddie Vedder.
fucking Justin Bieber
yeah, he's a good
and
singer.
Eddie Vedder.
and Eddie Vedder is
Pearl Jam,
phenomenal.
another good '90s.
Daddy didn't give attention. No.
I won't do it right now.
What?
Play Eddie Vedder.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay, what's our email? Now that we're
Don't look under the bed podcast at gmail.com.
Thanks, fans.
You've asked for it.
Email from Pikachu Rosy Cheeks.
Pikachu's
Peek at your rosy cheeks.
No, this is Pikachu's rosy cheeks.
peek at your rosy cheeks.
Pikachuing on my rosy cheeks.
Writes, if you could have a walk-on role for any movie, horror, fantasy, animated, sci-fi, etc., what would it be? This could be a movie that is old, so get in your time machine, or one that is coming out Mine would be something awesome like a Muppet Take a Manhattan or Beetlejuice. Love the podcast. Keep up the awesome accents, you pasta lickers. Ooh, excuse me.
I got mine. I thought about this all day because I saw the email this morning.
What'd it be?
So Matt Reeves, the director of the recent Planet of the Apes rebooted trilogy.
Those are so good. I've not seen the I've not seen the third.
Films. The third
I've seen
one
the
is
first two.
amazing.
Okay, it's on HBO or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt Reeves is doing
There's Nick.
he's doing a standalone Batman film.
Yeah.
That
Ooh.
is not going. That rumor has it is not going to be part of DC's movie universe. It's just going to be a standalone Batman film.
That's gonna be good, I bet.
If there is a walk-on role for Damian Wayne, sign me the hell.
You kind of
up.
look like him a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I thought about this all
Who's
day.
Damian
I'm like,
Wayne?
Damian Wayne is
Batman's Bruce
Bruce's
Wayne's
son.
it's Bruce and
Talia.
Talia al Ghul's son.
Oh.
And he becomes Robin.
And he's kind of an asshole.
And he's like if Robin and Jason Todd's Red Hood
he kills
converged,
people though.
Oh, so he's not good.
Damian is like, so Damian is like, in my opinion, my favorite Robin because he goes against everything that Batman is trying to teach him.
He has a sword.
He's rebellious. He has a katana. He wants to kill people.
Is it because he's the demon head's son?
Well,
You like how I knew the term?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah, and
Gotham.
I think it's because he was raised in the League of Shadows.
Yeah.
But he was raised by Talia, and I think Raish had something to do with his upbringing
I'm
as
sure
well.
it did.
And then Talia just shows up with him one day, and Gotham is like, "Here, Bruce, this is your son.
This is your
Take
baby.
him."
You're gonna be taking care of it.
But
He fights him in the Injustice too.
Yeah.
Who's the
There's a whole
villain?
movie. There's 2 movies about Batman and Damian fighting each other.
Who's the villain in this one? Do you know?
No, there haven't been a lot of
In the
details. It
comics.
was supposed to be Deathstroke, and then plans fell through on that, and I think it's getting rewritten. But I really hope with Matt Reeves on it, I really genuinely hope they go a different direction, do a villain that hasn't been done before.
Yeah,
I would love to see
getting
Court
another
of
Joker.
Owls. Matt
Yeah.
Reeves doing Court of Owls, that Scott Snyder story from New
Oh, good.
52
Yeah.
And
would be
Gotham. I've seen that shit.
phenomenal. Or even Black Mirror, but I don't
Black
think they're
Mirror
going to
would be
go that
fucking
route
awesome.
because Black Mirror wasn't Bruce Wayne, and they have confirmed that it will be Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
But Matt Reeves has also talked about including Red Hood, so there's rumors that they're going to do the Under the Red Hood storyline. So there's a lot of different rumors circulating around.
Did you like the Arkham Knight? Did you?
the video game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight. No, the Arkham Knight.
Arkham
video.
Knight. I did and I didn't.
I knew who it was when
I did and I didn't. Yeah, it was pretty. It wasn't a surprise
Jason Todd
at
right
the
away.
end when it got revealed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, duh. Thing I hated about it is where the fuck did he get all that money for all those goddamn tanks?
He
and
was-
that whole militia.
Yeah, he was working
And
with.
it's just
he was doing crimes, man.
I know, like he has all these automated armored tanks. Just
He probably stole parking meters with Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles.
probably got some fucking cards.
and he's working with Scarecrow, who's not even like one of the rich crime lords in Gotham. Like how was that possible? That
Now-
was my beef with Arkham Knight. Otherwise, I loved it.
Natalie, what's
I loved
your
the ending of it too.
what's your movie?
I like the movie Treasure Planet. I'd walk on that shit. That was good.
For a voice role?
no,
Or
I want to
no.
be. It's,
Oh,
it
that's
said you could be
thinking
in
of
the
Treasure
animated.
Island.
Treasure
Wait.
Planet was animated.
yeah.
It's CGI.
So for a voice role.
I don't remember Treasure Planet.
That movie was fucking awesome. Do you remember Skies of Arcadia?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Only Disney wrote one, and the game was written before that, and then Disney stole the idea. Yeah, I said it.
Disney
Or I'd
steals
do,
a lot
like,
of things.
Maybe like Dinosaurs, the TV
Look at
show.
how many
since we're
fairy
talking
tales
about like
Disney
90s.
have done.
Dinosaurs?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember that show?
Not the mama.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that show.
gotta love me.
I joined Dan on this.
mama.
I joined Dan on the set of Dawson's Creek.
Don't sit down
I
because
don't wanna wait
Tenebrae.
For our love to be over. What would you do, Vance?
Fucking Goonies, baby.
Really? All the way?
No surprise.
No surprise there.
You
But
know,
I'd probably hang out with the Fratellis.
would too.
Gremlins did cross my mind when this question
yeah.
was asked. I would have loved to have been in that movie.
I don't really have a good answer for this. I don't know what movie I'd want to do. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll come up with it by the end of the episode.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Natalie, we do have a show today.
We do?
Yes.
We have a topic?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a mishmash?
Natalie, what is our topic for
We
today?
are topical.
Topical cringe. Today we're going to talk about celebrities killed by fans. Because this came to me when Vinny's band had a show the other night, and his guitarist
Dread, I'm famous.
has a our friend Mike called it a Transformers guitar because it's got a Transformers sticker on it, and it's a Dimebag Daryl guitar.
Your
And
Transformers
Vinny
broken,
has a
Nick.
dime amp, which is sitting right behind Nick and Dan. But I was like, a good topic would be like celebrities killed by their fans. So that's what I went with.
Yeah.
And there's a few of them.
I like how you connected the dots there.
I did.
To
I
come
was
up
very
with
proud of
this.
myself.
Yeah.
I told him on the way home, like, oh my God, I got an idea. And then I wrote the shit today. So it's pretty fresh in my mind, but not really.
Can we talk about Pantera first?
Well, he's second, but do you want to go first?
No, I can wait.
Okay. The first one's not that long. So starting off,
He went like this. He looked to the side
the
and all
Full House
sad.
side was in the background.
Are we starting off with John Lennon?
No, he's on the list, but we're starting off with Christina Grimmie or Grimmy.
Grimmy.
She was a on The Voice. She was on the
Oh, I
third
remember
season.
this.
I've never seen The Voice. Like really.
I remember this.
She
Yeah.
was very pretty though, and this is really tragic.
It would have been tragic if she was ugly too.
Well, no. I'm just saying.
No,
That's not what I meant.
Just the way it played out was tragic.
Yeah.
Like just heartbreaking when I read the story because I remember her on The Voice, being a fan of her on The Voice, and like after The Voice, she had somewhat of a career. I mean, albeit short-lived, unfortunately, but yeah, it was just tragic when I heard that story.
What happened?
Well,
Yeah, sorry, I'll let you.
No,
tell.
you're good. I thought it was the third season, but it says she finished third in the Voice and was, like when you're on that show, even if you don't, like American Idol, even if you're not number one, you can still take off, if somebody signs
Yeah,
you, and she
like
was well on her
Daughtry.
way. Ugh.
Yeah,
He could have been so much more.
or
As he's
not
counting his
existed.
money.
Whatever.
He has a good
Ugh.
voice.
Who?
But his Chris Daughtry.
Oh, whatever.
He was on
supposed
American
to be like
Idol.
the rock guy.
I don't watch any of these shows.
And then all of
so-
his songs sound like terrible Creed Nickelback songs. Like,
Yep.
yeah. Let's see. She was on her way, but then this guy named Kevin James Loibel. He doesn't deserve a last name.
Label.
Yeah, not Paul Blart. That guy's awesome, but the real Kevin James. On June 10th, 2016, he killed her. Unfortunately, apparently he was a severe loner who had grown psychotically attached to her, and over a year prior to the tragic killing, he just kept getting more and more like obsessive fan. So he used to watch her videos and on repeat, and would also change his appearance to date her. The fanatic thought that he didn't have a chance, and he decided that nobody else could have her heart too. So after a show, he came up to her, she was signing autographs, and he, pulled out a gun and then went ahead and ended her life like an asshole.
Where'd he shoot her at?
It didn't say. Do you
It's
know?
an autograph signing.
Okay.
But her brother went to go, like he grabbed at him, and then by that time he had killed himself too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I guess just fucking kill yourself. Don't
That's-
gotta kill the person.
That's love right
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. He's obviously had a lot of mental problems.
The brother?
No.
No. The brother went to go grab the guy that shot her.
Yeah, to me that's love.
No, never mind. Never mind.
He loved his sister, so he's trying to choke.
That's
his
not
sister
what
up.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Daniel was taking it somewhere dark.
Oh, where were you going?
Nowhere. Just forget
which
about
back alley
it.
were you headed
Which
down?
back alley?
I want to know.
Well, that sucks that she's dead.
Yeah, she was. I've never heard her sing. Was she good?
Yeah,
Okay.
she was good.
I would assume so. If you had to finish third on a big show
Yeah.
like that, you'd have
Yeah.
to be You can't just be bottom of the barrel like me going up and singing.
And thinking about it, like The Voice is on season like 20 by now.
Is it really?
Something crazy.
That show's not been on 20 years.
It's been on for. They do like 2 seasons a year though.
See, I don't watch
That show's been on for way longer than it seems.
I don't watch Dancing with the Stars.
And she was like the only
None
person
of
that I can think of that actually had a musical career after that show. And, you know, I mean, it was just
We see
unfortunate.
how she was shot.
She was young. She was pretty. She
Yeah.
was talented.
15 seasons.
Yeah.
15 fucking seasons of that shit?
It says they're doing 2 a year.
What do you want me to look up?
Yeah.
Where was she shot at? Because I didn't see that part.
What was her name again?
Christina
Grimy.
Grimmy.
Grimmy.
Grimy.
Grimmie. Okay, we can move on. So
Orlando. No.
okay. Well, she
Yeah,
was.
it says Christina Grimmie, place of death, Orlando.
I
Health.
meant, I think
Where
I
was
meant
she
Like
shot
on
the
the
body?
body. They might not release those details.
Yeah,
Sometimes they do,
and
sometimes they don't.
it didn't say on here, but
Yeah.
I looked at like 3 or 4 different sites, so who knows if any of this information. Oh wait, it's on the internet, so it's true. All right, let's move on to Dimebag Darrell. Darrell Lance Abbott was born in 1966 in Arlington, Texas. Started to play guitar when he was 12. He formed Pantera in 1981 with his brother Vinnie Paul. One of the performers' last moments were on stage.
R.I.P. Vinnie Paul. He just
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
he-
died
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple
he
years
did.
ago.
Yeah. Drugs?
No.
No.
Heart attack. He
Stopped drinking too.
Yeah, he also drummed for Hell Yeah.
And
Yes.
he also did Damage Plan.
Yeah, Damage Plan.
Well, we're going to talk about Damage Plan, so it's funny you brought that up. Dimebag was a former Pantera guitarist who had taken up the name Damage Plan in 2004, which I don't know who Damage Plan is.
They're
I don't
fucking
think I
awesome.
heard
I
any
like
of their
They're phenomenal,
songs.
yeah.
They had one
Do
CD.
they sound like Pantera?
No.
Okay.
Thank Christ.
Because I wouldn't
it's like
know.
Wait, you don't like Pantera?
I remember.
No,
was
I
it
love-
Walk?
Huh?
Walk.
Walk is
That's
a
the
Pantera
only
song.
Pantera song
No,
I know.
I love Pantera. I'm just glad they didn't do that.
Cemetery
like-
Gates, Drag the Waters.
Drag the Water, Samoa.
I'll have to listen to it because I've not heard
Cemetery
it before.
Gates is probably the best. I love that song.
They played that on his on Dimebag's death.
Yeah.
That morning that he got killed, I was selling Kirby's, and I remember going into work, and my boss was like halfway to half mass, just like sad. And I'm like, "What's wrong, dude?" And he was like, "Dimebag just died." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, he got killed overnight when they were playing a show." I was like, "What?" And they played Cemetery Gates that morning on 89.7 River.
So I was
And
working at
Z92.
Sam Goody Music Store, and we sold guitars. And a flood of people came in that morning, and they're like, "We need the Dimebag guitar. We need Dimebag guitars." And we're like, "Well, they're on the wall." I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" I thought there was like a big sale, and like, "No, he just got killed, so these are gonna be worth some money." I'm like, "Oh shit!" I didn't know who he was. So, anyways, so just after Damage Plan took the stage, the 25-year-old former Marine Nathan Gale jumped on the stage and shot Dimebag in the head 5 times with his 9mm Beretta M9. Darrell was pronounced dead on the scene. For some reason, Gale began to believe that he had written a few songs for Pantera, and he was a loyal fan who had gone on to claim that Pantera had plagiarized his work and he was going to sue them. And he also blamed them for breaking up Pantera. So I don't know which one of those is actually...
He shot himself, didn't he, afterwards?
Yeah,
Well,
so...
Pantera had some issues with the lead singer, didn't they?
Phil Anselmo was
And this-
a big
Yeah.
problem for them. So
And this wasn't
Yeah.
like a big arena. This was like a
No, it was like a
Yeah, this
nightclub.
is like a bar. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gale was blaming Darrell for disbanding of Pantera, reports the NY
even though
Daily
it wasn't Daryl's
News.
fault.
No, it wasn't Daryl's fault.
When Darrell was performing in clubs in Ohio, Gale had made his way to the stage and screamed, "You broke up Pantera," before shooting the guitarist. And then he killed 3 other people in the midst of all the wounded, including the guy that was trying to revive Darrell. He was just an audience member. Let's see. It was Thompson's band's head of security. His name was Jeff Mahan Thompson. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. His name was Jeff Mahan Thompson. He was the band's head of security. He got 15 shots off, and he wounded 7 other people. He also killed Alrosa Villa employee Aaron Hawk and an audience member, Nathan Bray. And he was the one that was trying to perform CPR on Darrell and Thompson. So
Now, there's a lot of celebrity deaths. I mean, because there's a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
And, it bothered me when, Chris Farley died.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I don't know, like Robin Williams, that one sucked.
The Robin Williams one.
But-
That's one I'll always remember where I was when I found out. I was in the checkout line at Target when I found out Robin Williams died.
But Dimebag Darrell was a tough one because, I grew up with that shit.
And you're in a band.
Well,
So,
and that's
respect.
like
And you
like
have a
me
dime
with
amp.
that's like me with Robin Williams. Is like I grew up watching Aladdin. I grew up
yeah.
watching Robin Williams
Mrs.
movies.
Doubtfire.
Flubber,
Mrs. Doubtfire
Mrs.
was terrible.
Doubtfire. Like Robin Williams was a staple of my childhood.
Yeah.
And then
Which one was he? He was like
there was Patch Adams.
that one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
1 hour
Bicentennial Man?
Bicentennial Man.
Terrific.
Jack.
Jack. Oh, man, Jack was good.
Jack was good. He did AI, artificial intelligence.
Speaking of Jack movies, I also really love the Danny DeVito movie, Jack the Bear.
That was a good movie.
That's a
It
great
was
movie.
a fucking terrific movie.
Jack the Bear.
Sorry to get off topic, but
That's a good movie.
What happened next, Nally?
Responding within 3 minutes to a 911 call made at 10:15, 7 police officers entered to the front entrance and moved towards the stage. So Officer James Niggemeyer came through the back door behind the stage. Gale only saw officers in the front of the stage, and he didn't see Niggemeyer in the back, who was armed with a 12-gauge Remington 870 shotgun. Approaching him from the opposite side of the stage, past a group of security guards. Excuse me.
Sorry.
My hiccups. They're gone, but now I have coughs. Seeing Gale lift a gun to Brooks's head, he fired a single shot, striking Gale in the face with eight of the nine buckshot pellets. Gosh dang, I can't read. And he killed him instantly. Gale was found to have 35 rounds of ammunition remaining. So early speculation motive suggested that Gale was once a fan of Pantera. He might have turned to violence in response to the breakup of the band or a public dispute between Daryl and Anselmo?
Phil Anselmo.
Of Anselmo, okay. But there was later ruled out by investigators.
would that be considered a mass shooting?
I
killed-
think it's more than 3
he-
people.
Yeah, because he wounded 7 and he killed
So
3.
that was one of the earlier mass shootings.
Yeah. It's pretty early.
Did you? There's people that believe that the Basketball Diaries movie inspired a lot of like school shootings and stuff.
There were shootings before that, though. So.
Yeah,
Was
there's
School shootings.
Yep.
they weren't en masse, but Basketball Diaries. There's a bunch of movies that did that.
Yeah.
Like they believe that the movie Elephant was
That's a good movie.
was like, or Kids or Gummo, and like
Yeah.
Well, look at how much slack Marilyn Manson got when Columbine happened.
Well, he did have a shirt that said "Kill God, kill your parents, kill yourself." So I don't know.
But still, Marilyn Manson, but that's his stage persona.
Yeah.
It's just like Rob Zombie. Like, that's their stage persona.
You should watch him do the
Have
David
you
Letterman
seen Marilyn
interview.
Manson outside of?
Yeah, I used to
Marilyn
watch.
Manson?
Trust
He's
me,
a
I was a Manson
Daniel was a
fanatic.
Manson
Yeah,
fan.
and don't get me wrong, like I'm not talking smack on
I
Marilyn.
read
like
both.
Marilyn Manson.
love
I read
Marilyn
both his
Manson.
books.
I
he's,
love Marilyn Manson.
I don't
His
love
music's
Marilyn
phenomenal.
Manson. I don't.
I don't love him.
No,
but I
used
love
to.
his music.
But I
You're
had
probably intrigued by him.
I
than
was
anything.
I was intrigued by him because of all the bullshit that surrounded his life, and I was just like, this guy is just he's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
And
he's just a dude
well,
making
like
music.
medium or media just blew him
I'm
up.
just a dude, just as a dude,
Just like they did
disguised as
with
another dude.
Justin
Pump the brakes,
Bieber.
the
It
man's
was
national
Justin Bieber
treasure.
this,
Eminem
Justin
got
Bieber that.
it.
He's in trouble. Eminem's in trouble. Look
Yeah.
what they're doing. Blah. So they just I think they hone in like Lady Gaga wearing a meat dress. Oh my god!
Someone makes a
Ah.
controversial song like the Real Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Everybody jumps on Eminem. It's like, you can't say those
Well,
things.
hey,
Like,
man.
yes, you can.
He took it too far when he said spitting in your onion rings.
All right, Allie.
All right, so in VH1's documentary Behind the Music, Damage Plan sound and engineer Aaron Barnes stated that the whole time after shooting Dimebag, Gale was looking for Vinny. He was looking for Vinny, possibly planning to murder him too. Another conjecture was that Gale believed Daryl had been stolen a song that he had written. And this was not the first time that Gale engaged on stage violence. About 6 months prior to the shooting, Gale got into an altercation at a Damage Plan concert in Cincinnati, and he did about $5,000 worth of equipment damage. He also had to be removed from the stage by security. Daryl is buried beside his mother, Carolyn, and brother Vinny at Memorial Gardens Cemetery in Arlington, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. I didn't realize there was so much to that until I read that. Because I just remember him dying, but I didn't know none the wiser. Because I didn't listen to Pantera, so.
There was a documentary released for Dimebag Darrell, I think within a year after that.
Yeah. And you guys all know, obviously, Selena.
Oh, yep. I've been to where she died.
I remember the movie. That's Selena's his bumper.
Yeah, I remember Selena the movie. J-Lo did an amazing job as Selena. That was a really good movie.
I've been to where she was shot.
Oh, really?
Down in Corpus Christi, Texas. Yeah.
That was her maid or some
No.
the fan club president.
Well, let's get into it. Let's tell everyone.
Well, let's find out, Vance.
It was the butler with the candlestick.
It was not. It was she was
Colonel
murdered.
Mustard.
She was only 23 years old when she was murdered, and it was by the president of her fan club. According to the reports, Selena had been so angry with Saldivar and wanted to fire her. I think she was stealing money, wasn't it? Yeah, I believe she was stealing money. When they got to a motel, they started arguing because Selena confronted her about it. And then the guests said that they could hear the two women, yelling through the walls. And then she pointed a gun and killed her. Selena was trying to run away as she shot her. Yep. Good movie. Check that out. It's just called Selena.
There's a statue where she died at down in Corpus Christi. Yeah, there's a statue of her.
Was the dad in that movie Edward James Olmos?
I haven't seen the movie.
I don't remember that much of it. I just remember J-Lo.
I haven't seen the movie, and I don't know a whole lot about the story. I just know that I've been to where she died at.
Give it a whirl. It's not really a chick flick because it's about Selena, a female singer, but it's really good. Rebecca Schaefer, she she was a star of a show called My Sister Sam. I don't know this show. Do you remember this?
I don't remember it either.
It doesn't ring any bells.
It was on in the 80s. So one of the new faces that was gaining prominence in the late 80s was Rebecca Schaefer. Her death was a big shock to Hollywood, obviously, back then because she was so young. She was only 21 years old. She ended up having a lasting impact on the legal system, actually, over this. So she was shot by an obsessed fan, like I said, at the age of 21 on July 18th, 1989. I need to look this show up and try to find it somewhere to watch because I've never seen this. I've heard of it before because I've heard of this, death, but outside of that, I've never seen it. So the killer was Robert John Bardo, and he was a stalker of her for about 3 years before he decided to kill her. He also sent letters to her, who she didn't obviously respond to him. Bardo's hired a private investigators had acquired Schaefer's address from a California Department of Motor Vehicles. And he was reportedly in possession of a copy of an infamous book, The Catcher in the Rye, on the night of the shooting. Has anybody read that besides me?
No, I have not.
I've read bits and pieces of it, not the whole thing.
Good book. The same book allegedly also inspired Mark David Chapman to kill John Lennon, in which the killer had revealed later to the parole board. So Rebecca Schaefer's death later led to legislation to make a new law that prevented DMV employees from giving out addresses. Which it sucks that it takes a death to do that, but a lot of laws are come up with that way.
Yeah.
So we'll do a couple more here. Sorry about Vinny's coughing, everyone.
Yeah, I apologize. I can't help it.
Let's see. Dorothy Stratton. She was born in 1960 in Canada. She was a Playboy Playmate of the Year in 1980. And she was very pretty. She kind of looked like, oh my God, what is her name? This picture that I saw her in, she played Clark Griswold's wife.
Oh, Beverly D'Angelo.
Yeah, she had like the way she looked in this picture that I saw, it was like, I immediately thought of her. After being cast as in Peter... God damn it, Bogdanovich. They all laughed. Stratton and Bogdanovich began having an affair. As her fame grew, her husband, Paul Snyder, became increasingly jealous and resentful. Shortly after they separated on August 14th, 1980, she visited Snyder's home in the Los Angeles, California, and he shot her to death before turning the gun on himself. So she was a Playboy Playmate, becoming on the rise, and then done fucked up, and jealous husband got a hold of her. So... not good. Let's see. Who we got here? Rob Knox. He was in the Harry Potter movies. He didn't have a really big part. He played Marcus Belby, and he was the ice cream lover in the Ravenclaw house. And it was in the 6th Harry Potter installment, The Half-Blood Prince. It was a big role for him at the time, but nobody had anticipated the end of the journey that awaited for him. He was aspiring to be a football player. And let's see, what did he do? I forgot. He was at a pub with his brother in London, and an attacker came in and they were naked and they had a knife and they were calling for a fight. So according to this, he came at Carl Bishop with the knife to harm his brother, but Carl Bishop stood in front of his brother to defend him, and he ended up dying because of it. He got stabbed 4 times.
Wow.
By the naked knife guy. I showed a picture of him, and I remember who he was in the movie, because it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a big part. It was just, part of the Ravenclaw house. Let's see. Andres Escobar. Let's see. He was on the Colombian football team with the promise of World Cup in '94. And then on June 23rd, he ended up, netting his own goal in the match against the United States, which I kind of remember that after reading about this. I remember that happening, which sealed the defeat in the Colombian outfit 2-1. So it actually cost him his life because of that. He died. God damn it. I keep losing my place. Oh, yeah. He got shot to death by a patron because of it. So basically an upset fan for the Colombia team ended up shooting him multiple times and ending his life because he put the ball into the wrong net. So, not a good end for that. And let's see. We do one more here. John Lennon, obviously a big star. If you haven't heard of John Lennon.
Who's that?
I don't know. I'm not a big Beatles fan, but I like maybe 2 of their songs that I've heard.
So the Beatles would be the songs that I like. I really, really like. The songs that I don't really like, I just could give a crap about.
Right. I think that might be because of our ages too. I don't know. They're obviously still popular. So he signed a CD for his fan. I've actually been to the spot where he was shot when I went to New York. He was on his way out with his wife at the time, Yoko, and a guy came up and said, "Hey, will you sign my CD?" Well, he ended up kind of waiting where they left from their house or their apartment. And when they came back, he shot him in the back 5 times. And actually, he shot him 5 times and then 4 actually hit him. And that was obviously Mark David Chapman. And there was a lot of conspiracies around that with the whole 3-name thing. So you can actually delve into that conspiracy theory. Maybe we'll do that on an episode, like the Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, John Lennon.
We could do just conspiracy theories in general.
Yeah.
There was a shooting not too long ago that was actually a 3-named person.
Yeah. So that's probably just going to be part 1 there. There's a lot more crazy celebrity deaths, and, we can get into a lot more, but that's the list I have for tonight.
Well, thank you.
To cap this topic off, what is the one celebrity death from each of us that we will never forget?
Mine's Dimebag Darrell.
Natalie?
Probably Chris Farley or Phil Hartman.
Is it a murder though, or just death in general?
Just death. Just death in general.
I'm with Natalie then, probably Chris Farley and Dimebag Darrell.
Come back to me.
Okay, of course.
Sorry.
Are you still thinking of your movie too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Dan's got a lot on his plate. I'm going to go with... I've got 3. I've got Robin Williams, Heath Ledger.
Oh, yeah, Heath Ledger.
And Chester Bennington. Those are 3 that
I can see that.
I will never forget where I was, or I will never forget those deaths.
I made a horrible comment after Chester Bennington, so... to this fan girl by accident. It slipped out of my mouth.
I don't know. Probably Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one really fucking made me mad, but it's a thing. And in my movie, I don't know. I'd probably just go Beetlejuice because that's the one that they came up with. But someone walk on part. There's so much makeup in that movie.
Roger
And,
Rabbit would have been a good one too.
Oh man, that would have been fucking fun.
Oh yeah.
I just
Cool
think
World.
Roger Rabbit
Can I
would've been
change mine?
awesome.
Cool
I
World.
want to go to Cool World.
Yes,
You and Brad Pitt.
making out.
Nally's dream. Well, thank you, Nally, for all the celebrity
Yeah,
deaths.
sorry about the coughing, the hiccuping. We're not a healthy
We'll get
couple
better-
right now.
we'll get better one
it's
day.
2019 and we're not doing good.
Dan,
Yeah.
why don't you tell the people how they can reach us this week?
You can reach us at Don't Look to the Bed Podcast at gmail.com
You said it right that time.
or gmail.com. Yeah.
Yep.
And you can get a hold of us on Twitter at Don't Look Under the Bed Podcast.
What if they like what we're doing and they want to help support us?
Don't Look Under the Bed Patreon. I don't remember how.
Patreon/DLUTV.
Patreon DLUTB. Sorry about that, folks.
Don't look under the podcast. Oh, my shoes.
And you can send us your emails, please. Thanks again for listening. I don't know. We don't have any endorsements. We got no emails. We did the show. Vinny's coughing. I think we're done.
Guys, I know that has to be annoying, and I'm just not the type of guy to miss work. So,
Yeah. Unaffordable.
Drink a goddamn hot toddy and sleep.
He's
Hot
been
toddy.
drinking hot tea. If you have any remedies for the common
Yeah, write 'em up.
bronchitis cold,
Write 'em up,
send
send
them
'em
to our
in.
email.
Yeah.
I've considered stabbing my throat out.
Dude, get a humidifier.
We've got one.
You got
We even
one?
bought the little Vicks thing where you put the Vicks,
The
solution
Vapo?
in it. Yes. We've got Robitussin. We've got Mucinex. We have cough
Go
drops.
to a doctor then. If none of that's helping, dude, go to a
And
doctor.
Insurance doesn't start for another couple weeks. So
Oh. Anyway.
But someday soon we'll be better.
Yeah, and I apologize to everybody. And if you were enduring this podcast through all this coughing, I appreciate it.
And through all of
We all
Natalie's
appreciate
hiccups,
it.
we appreciate it.
they went away early. They went
Cheap,
away early.
cheap
I do try and
prices.
move away from the microphone when I cough, but
No, you can still hear it. It's all
I
right.
still
It is what it is.
All right. Well, thanks again for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.